Are you holding altcoins or plan to get some anytime soon? Well, my last video shows you why for the next 10 to 14 days, you're probably going to be bored in any type of big decision blast that one would need to make. It's probably going to have a very specific either line to the downside or a line to the upside that will initiate an explosive move either up or down. Go ahead and click this video right here to check that out. It's about 7 minutes long. Right behind me, you are seeing Bitcoin price from the $15,500 low, $15,500 low, and what we're going to do in this video is I want you to essentially wear prescription glasses for price, and we're going to watch this all the way up to current price so you can decide, hey, is Bitcoin getting ready to go up or down? What type of moves with my altcoin should I make? So with no further ado, pull up your panties, put down that bong or your stanky drink, because let's go get some Bitcoin. All right, so behind me, over here, and in front of you here, are proprietary EMAs, and I'm not going to show you what they are. However, I want you to look at a few things here, and I'll walk you through what I am staring at. I look at a few things. Price's relationship to the faster moving EMA cloud that just flipped green here, the price's relationship to the slow moving EMA, which is this bigger one, this EMA cloud that stayed red and just here flipped green. So the relationship of price to the small one, the relationship of price to the big one, the colors of each of the clouds, and the last thing is the relationship between the two EMA clouds themselves, which might be the absolute most important thing. For example, if you simply hide price, there is a lot of awesome information just within these clouds. So there are about 5 main things to look for: price's relationship to small cloud, big cloud, the colors of the clouds, and the relationship, I guess 4 things, and the relationship of the two clouds together. That's what we're looking for, and I'll walk you through so it's a little bit easier to follow here. And then by the end, it'll only take about a minute or two to get to current price. And then you're going to be able to decide, oh crap, these prescription glasses are making me see price in a different way. That is the main goal of this video. I want to challenge you on how you see price. If I can remember how to make Tradingview work. Here we go. So from the $15,500 low, here we go. Both clouds red, very bearish still. Price's relationship to both of them is it's above both. Now the relationship of the color of the small cloud changed, and the relationship of the small cloud to the bigger cloud changed too. So a lot of bullish things happened right off the bat. Price's relationship to both changed. The color of one changed, and then the smaller cloud is on top of the red cloud. Lots of changes all in one move. It just blasted up and did all that in 2 weeks. All right, now here's one thing you need. Here is the perfect time to take off price. A lot of times, you can imagine the small cloud is price, and its relationship to this cloud is support. It likes to come down to it and bounce and use it as support, just like Bitcoin does. If you have a line like this, Bitcoin likes to just bounce on lines to this effect, even on pretty much all time frames, even including the monthly. And so the relationship of the small cloud to the big one, it did that here, but price, you can see price as the noise. Price hung its head way down here, but it was simply like a rope connected to it with a weight down here tugging on. So imagine that price is essentially hooked to this EMA cloud here. It's trying to pull down it, so it's got a hook there. And it's trying to tug it down so that this EMA cloud can hit or get closer to here for a bounce. So it's tugging it. Now I put price back on. You see that tug? So price was actually the noise here, and the EMA clouds actually got the right information. And this happens a lot when either cloud, but typically the smaller cloud, when it just changes to red, oftentimes price will blast up into it exactly as it's changing red, and then it'll blast right through there. And what is really happening is the EMA clouds are just trying to get a nice higher low bounce. So now price's relationship is pretty bullish. Now it is less bullish. It's on the larger cloud. The small cloud flipped red, but see how price was able to use this as support if I take off the small cloud here. So price just came down to touch it. The small cloud turned red, but it held support here on a closure basis. See how price didn't want to hang out below this green area? All right, now the next one is trickier. This had a weekly trend change over here. Had an 86% historical chance. Historically, if the week closes below that weekly low, even though I'm on the daily, it was like 8 out of 9 or just some high percentage chance historically that it was going to actually get Bitcoin to go down. It was the second time out of 9 or second time out of 10 that it did not. And so the EMA show you that something weird was happening. It was statistically weird. I mean, what happens next is statistically odd. It is not normal. And my idea is that this was BlackRock. When they knew they were going to get the ETF stuff going on, they took on longs here, tried to get everybody short by taking the weekly out, and I think it was a bear trap. Because insiders already knew that BlackRock was going to be successful there. And now price's relationship is just hyper bullish to both. I'll zoom back here in a second. See how price back here just barely came down to touch this green and it flipped the small cloud red? But look at the reaction. Comes down, price, not the cloud. Price comes to touch this beautiful closures on top. See it? Those closures are on purpose. They're on purpose. It flipped red, then price reacted up and into it. See that? I'm telling you, for current price, for you to have prescription glasses on, this reaction in this closure here and the reaction after that flipped red is important. Because we're not getting that right now. That is among the most important parts here. So now the small one flipped red. Now price's interaction with the big cloud becomes really important. It came down to the halfway point, use it as support. All right, that's fine. But the reaction though, see the reaction? It came up to it, but then it didn't blast through it on the first try. So not quite as powerful as the last one, right? Now watch this. It flipped red again. This brings us to this month. It flipped red a second time. And now, actually, this is current price. So see how this flipped red once, flipped red twice, and now this is starting to barrel into, this red is starting to touch. See how the relationship of the small cloud is both, it's red, but the relationship to it, it's barreling in and now touching the green while price is below both. We're not getting that reaction. So this reaction back here happened before this converted red, after it flipped red, before it touches. Now this is already barreling down into it and we have no reaction. So let's go to previous price using this. Okay, great. So this time over here it flipped red.
Give me the thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
That was not on purpose. I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. But you can go ahead and give that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing and you think this is potentially helping you so far. So check it out. The last time this flipped red, the reaction, first pass, this red did not touch the green. And that was back 48K. Yeah, so the 48K area, then it dropped down. That reaction. Now look. This is 25K. This is the BlackRock bear trap. So see how price right here, this cloud was barreling into it and price was below it. So look what happened. Price had to come all the way down to the bottom of it and then it blasted. So that is still what might happen. This is an oddball. I would not expect this to happen again. This was a bear trap. That was unnatural price, which technically is becoming more and more natural for Bitcoin as the biggest hands moving it are becoming more sophisticated. So it flipped red. See that reaction? It did. The red was not barreling into the bigger cloud. So right now, our last hope, for your last hope as an altcoiner, for Bitcoin to stay up before. So this small EMA cloud will push price below. It'll get trapped and it will spill. That is how this works. Look. Look behind me. 64K top. Look. Spills. So once this crosses down into it, it often spills. Look, again, it's barreling into it and it could not hold this line. Let's zoom into this point right here. Look. So price's relationship to the bottom of this cloud here is going to be paramount. And it's close. If it cannot hold that, this red, flipped red will push price down and you're gonna get a big move down. It will be big. It'll be 52K or between 42,500 and 52,000. That is very likely where this would go if it happens. I still am not convinced it's the most probable thing, but I want you to be prepared. So now that you have seen this, check this out one more time. Small cloud flipped red, price is holding the green. Everything's green again. Now it flipped back red and boom. So now what you're eyeballing is here, here, here. So now among the 4 or 5 things you look out for, the only thing that matters right now is price's relationship to the big cloud. That is the last thing saving it. Everything else has flipped either bearish or neutral from bullish. All things on this. And these are heavy clouds. Once the river starts flowing, it goes for a while. So are you an altcoin holder? Are you prepared for price not to interact with this cloud in the way that you need? Me included. I'm mostly flat holding cash. I quote unquote need it to have a bearish, I want it to have a bearish relationship, even though I don't think that's most probable right yet. It's getting close to there though. But the fact is, are you prepared for it to not do what you want? So for me, I want it to go down. Yes, I am prepared for it to bounce here and go up. Either to 73K for like a triple top and start going sideways again, or for all-time highs again. I am prepared for both. And I know what I would have to do and which altcoins and which postured altcoins that I would be going for. I'm looking for specific shapes should this actually hold and price gets confident again. But if you want price to go up, are you prepared? Because this is now time. This is game time. It is now. The relationship is interacting right now. Are you ready for it to fail, or are you ready for it to go up? Are you ready for both? You need to be ready for both. Bitcoin price right now is not in a very highly predictable formation because we've had 120 days of sideways. There are a lot of 50-50 probabilities. And so I had somebody on my last video, one person say, thank you so much for letting us know when it was probable, when the probabilities flipped of Bitcoin going down to 60K, you saved me a lot of money. But another person said, what do you mean you called that? You just said it was probable. Like, well, yeah, you're welcome. I told you the day it became probable from improbable, and I drew the price path, and for 12 days, price literally followed it. But no, I mean, if that's not good enough for you, then you can, take your eyes and view somewhere else, man or lady, probably a guy. Because women typically understand the value of knowing when probabilities flip. We guys often are a little slower, so you are forgiven. Anyway, the probabilities right now it's a lot of 50-50s. So instead of just guessing, it should go down, it should go up, I'm only prepared for one, I think that is very unwise. I believe you need to be prepared for both situations, perhaps locked and loaded for one, but plans to both bail and get neutral or to instantly flip. I typically don't like instantly flipping. I like to bail, stay neutral, wait, and then flip positions. But you can do what you want. Are you prepared for both? You just got Timified worldwide. Peace.